Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Dana.
Hello.
We're continuing season 3 of Dawson's Creek. Tonight we're discussing episodes 7 and 8. So I'll roll the credits and we'll jump right into it. So I had a lot of fun with these episodes. I don't know about you.
They were fun. They were fun. Now, did you have that same feeling you had when we were watching My So-Called Life about the first episode?
I was thinking about it. This didn't offend me. I don't know. I guess I kind of I don't know. I was trying to find some kind of logical, rationale, in my mind, how could just be fake.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they went pretty wild, to be
They
honest.
did.
They
They
got
did.
a little wild.
It was borderline for me, but I enjoy it.
Like, if that was fake, then that was highly dangerous.
Right. So, episode 7 is titled Witch Island, and the gang is tasked with doing a paper on the Puritan witch trials. But Dustin doesn't want to do that, so he convinces the principal to let him do a video project.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's 1999, the Blair Witch was all the rage, so it's in the vein of the Blair Witch Project.
Oh man, this
Uh,
set.
so these episodes kept showing Dawson working at the video store, and I'm like, wow, I feel like we haven't seen him do that since season 1.
I literally said, I was like, oh my god, he still works at the video store?
Yeah.
Giving Clerks.
We'll very randomly see Pacey working there, and I'm like, and even that, I'm like, oh right, you work there. I forgot that. You have a job.
Yeah. And it was giving Clerks, very much same stuff, but I did literally say that out loud. I was like, oh yeah. Of course we work at a video store.
So Joey comes in looking for the movie version of I forgot what it was. The Scarlet Letter, I think.
It was something. I thought it was something like it began with the O, but anyway, it's like she's trying to cover for not reading the book.
Right. And Dawson tells her about this project, and she's like, oh, I guess my invitation got lost in the mail. And he's like, you're welcome to come. And she asks about Eve, and he's like, oh, Eve left town a few weeks ago. And he was like, how's the job at the docks going? And she's like, oh, I got fired weeks ago. So they're not really up to date on what's going on in each other's life.
Yeah, they apparently are not really talking.
Yeah.
They keep bumping into each other and having these little awkward, oh hey, how are you, kind of conversations, very shallow.
Yeah. And she kind of clues him in on the fact that Bessie and her are trying to put an extension on the house and make it like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
She's
busy.
So she's down to clown. She's ready to do this project with him. So how did you feel about this little arrangement between Jen and Pacey?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like my theories have been literally thrown out the window these last couple episodes. They kind of were like, oh, Dana thinks that maybe Pacey and Joey might be a thing. Joke's on her. Let's not do that. And then kind of refocus. And I don't know, something about Pacey and Jen, especially in the beginning, the way they described it was very right, because it's weird, because you don't. I feel like Pacey hit it on the head. It's we don't need much from each other.
Right.
You got what you needed, and couldn't provide, and you also didn't have what I was looking for, and they both agreed.
And they were both just kind of like, we're both teenagers, we're both horny.
Yeah, yeah, and it felt like it was definitely a situation where it would work out if they are actually mature, but they are not.
They are in 11th grade. Let's
remember.
They are in
11th grade. They talk a good game, but they are in fact not mature.
So they're also going on the trip. And of course the guy that's driving the boat to bring them over to Witch Island has his own camera, and he's like, "I'm making a documentary about kids making a documentary about Witch Island." He's
I
like, "I think it'll be hot in the indie circuit."
I love that. I love that they all, like, basically poked fun at everybody, all the copycats
Uh-huh.
after Blair Witch, because that was also a thing. Like, people just started literally flocking to the Pine Barrens because they thought that's where it was,
Uh-huh.
and making it's ridiculous. That forest is not you don't there's legit stuff that's going on in there. And they legitimately went out there and filmed the same kind of stuff and, like, almost died. Some people, like, bad.
So, my takeaway from, like, the lore of this island is there was a group of girls, I think they said 13, maybe I'm wrong, that were, exploring their femininity. They were having sex and not married, and they were banished to this island because they were whores
Yep,
in the
yep.
in the eyes of the community.
Oh, yeah. I know it.
Um, but there was this one girl who apparently had this boyfriend, but I guess she was banished because maybe she was having premarital sex with him. Um, and so there's this whole love story about how they couldn't be together or whatever. Um, so there's a female tour guide who basically is giving them the history of the island, and she like warns them not to go into the woods. But of course they go into the woods. She's like, "Fine, do what you want. I'm not going into the woods."
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, it is the warning. To be honest, like, even the boat guy was doing the same thing. He's like, "There's some like, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna be here after dark. Don't go in the woods." Like,
Right.
very classic. Like, teenagers just kind of like, whatever, you dumb hick.
Um, we hear a bell ringing in the church, but when they get there, they look up and there's no bell, but they all heard it. That was one thing that I was kinda like, okay." But I'm watching Dawson's Creek. What is
Spooky.
this?
It's getting spooky.
We see the female tour guide is still on the island even though the boat has left, and she's kinda lurking, watching them in the
Mhm,
gift shop.
mhm,
Um, so when they were in the church, that whole, like, fireball thing was very supernatural.
mhm.
Um, but that I rationalized. I was like, maybe this was like an amusement park thing that she set up to scare people that come on you. Like, I don't know.
Well, so a part of me after, like, thinking about it, I kind of thought after the storyline of, like, the lovers started to reveal itself a little bit more as Joey, like, was reading the diary and they're kind of doing the metaphors for both Pacey and Jen and Dawson and Joey. I was
Mhm.
thinking to myself, I was like, "Huh, how very convenient. It's a male boat driver and a female, uh,
Tour guide.
guide." And, so I'm thinking that they're trying to imply that, like, because Dawson at the end, as they finally get away, it's not dawn. The boat is just somehow there, and they just leave.
Right.
So how?
Mhm.
Explain that. So it's kind of like, well, Joey eventually says, she's like, "Oh, it was obviously what's her face and the boat guy. They're scaring us on purpose." Blah blah blah.
Right.
And also it's around Halloween time because the next episode is focused around Thanksgiving. So it's kind of maybe that could
Mhm.
be the excuse we can say that, yeah, maybe they got some crazy effects, like, or
Yeah.
like they're also trying to film, like they're filming them,
Yeah.
going and they spooky scared them and they probably took it all and they got the footage and stuff. Or the entire time they were ghosts.
Right. If we're gonna lean into the supernatural thing and accept
They
that
were ghosts the
we're
whole time.
ghosts.
They were spooky and they looked modern. They're ghosts that kind of get it. Like, okay, I need to update my wardrobe to spook
But so
scary people.
when they all got creeped out and they got in the boat and they were, like, going away, Dawson was still recording, and there's, like,
Yeah.
you could see the silhouette of a male and a female, and it looks like they were back in their old-fashioned clothes
Yeah.
on the dock.
Yeah. So not only were they spooky ghosts, they could manipulate their body to be whatever they want them to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, they are in kind of like that area, you know. Salem ain't too far away. Spooky Salem.
Meanwhile, back on the mainland, Andy has taken her responsibility on the disciplinary committee too seriously,
Oh,
and
shocker.
that bitch cheerleader Belinda is taking advantage of
Of course.
that.
But like, are you surprised?
No,
Andy,
it's Andy. When she
Andy,
does something, she does it 1,000%.
absolutely. I was gonna say, literally, you should stick her in the army.
Okay,
Throw her in the army. She'll
the
do better there.
the guy that she wrote up for having sideburns looked like he was 40.
When she said, like, your sideburns better not be any longer than 2 inches. And I was like, what?
When the principal was like, the codes of conduct was written in 1953, I was like,
I like
he probably wanted you to update the codes of conduct.
put that together. Well, it's yeah. Well, of course she would like literally take them like exactly verbatim. That's very like oh gosh, like maybe ADHD of her,
Or
very literally. Like
is that type A?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just kind of like you give someone the instructions, like, and they follow them to the letter, like
Mhm.
without any deviation whatsoever. And it's kind of like that's it's your fault. Yeah, that's why I always come back to. It's like really, you should have explained. You should have never given her the task until you were ready to explain.
Do you think that it's also a little bit her deflecting her guilt for doing something wrong by taking the test?
Maybe
So she's like, I'm just gonna come down on everybody that breaks the rules.
that, or she has to do stuff to not think about how shitty things have been for the
Right.
last
Well,
like
yeah, that's true, which we find out in the next episode.
yeah, just gots to go. Go, go, go.
So Dawson and Joey just kind of like agree that they should start walking the walk and talking the talk and actually be friends
Mhm.
and check in on each other from time to time.
Yeah, yeah.
um, oh, I liked when they were interviewing the people about the island before they went, and Graham's whole like, what did she call them? She's like, they were harlots that dabbled in the dark arts, and they
That'll
deserved
teach
to
us to dabble in the black arts. And it's like, oh, Graham, you are so forward thinking and then not all at the same time. I love that about you.
um, Pacey and Jen tried to get something going on the island when they were in the church.
Yeah, that was the time when they like first kissed, and he's like, and they were like, "Well, what did you think?" He's like, "It's kind of weird." And then they went for it again, which I thought they had a lot of chemistry. See, that's the thing that's kind of confusing about all this. Is that, like it's kind of hot seeing them together.
Yeah.
Like they seem really good together, and I'm here for this. But at the same time, they are also like so fiercely independently who they are that they kind of need like someone who is I don't know, like not like them. I feel they're too similar as people to really actually work as a relationship, which
Mhm.
ultimately like they kind of don't want to be, which is that's what I was saying. Like if they were legitimately mature people that had some more experience with relationships other than dating a teacher or a potential
Which
minor.
she brought up.
Right, like, that all that stuff was, like, perfect, like, they're self-aware, I just don't think that, like, it was really gonna work because, they really don't actually have that ability to make it work.
Yeah.
Because even then, the next episode is, like, another perfect example of why it's not, because she's not
Mhm.
yeah.
Even though it was supposed to be scary and, like, dark in tone, it actually felt like a light episode. It just felt like
Yeah,
a fun episode. Like,
it
I
was
enjoyed it.
so funny. It was to me, I felt like silly spooky. Like
Yeah,
it tried to scare you, but like there were no actual high stakes. Like it was
yeah.
that's why I kind of feel like if they weren't like ghosts, ooh, ghosts, if they were like these adults who were just doing like a Halloween thing on the island, and because of the Blair Witch Project, they kind of made it a little crazy. But that's the whole thing. That whole fire thing is hella dangerous. Like that
Right.
is, you know, like obviously there was something in it that obviously made it not dangerous. like the effect itself, but I guess it's supposed to be open ended, kind of how the Blair Witch is. Like you're never supposed to know like really what happens.
I,
Um,
I guess.
yeah.
I remember when I saw the firebolt, I was like, "Whoa," because I forgot about that.
Mhm.
So when I saw it, I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is happening? Why don't I remember this?"
Right, and the sound effects about, like, the screaming and everything, and it's just kind of like it felt very movie set like-ish, like, that the fire, like, went up, but it never really, like, engulfed, like, as if things were actually on fire. Like, when
Mhm.
a fire is that big, it'll, consume everything around you, and before you
Right,
know it, like, quickly, like, very quickly.
right,
And when it's a controlled fire, obviously, they don't want you to want it to. So, like, they have control to be able to take the fuel away from it and give it more at will. So that's what I mean, if we're gonna try and stay in the real world, but I choose to believe they're ghosts. Woo!
I mean, yeah, there's a few things I can't really rationalize, so I'm gonna go with the ghost thing also, even though I don't want to.
Ah, spooky.
Um, and I guess that was really it for that episode, right? Like we said, it was a late episode.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, big things happen, like Joey and Dawson kind of came to an understanding, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Like, Joey put her foot down, kinda just said, like, "I need to know what we're doing, like, what do you think is gonna happen?" Like, you can't just, like, hope things happen. And, I mean, like, Pacey and Jen, like, I don't know if they, like, need each other in that really that way, but, hey, if it works for them, then I say go for it.
Right.
It's
So then episode 8 is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. It's a Thanksgiving episode. We open with Jen and Pacey, the two that want a no strings attached sexual relationship, doing the most domestic thing. They're grocery shopping together. So it's like they're like walking through like life as if they're in a relationship, but they don't want to be in a relationship.
Right. That's what's confusing, is that it feels like each step they get closer to potentially just having no strings attached sex. It's like it leads them to another emotional relationship type connection.
Yeah.
Like doing groceries or, like, talking about your feelings and,
Yeah.
like, working it out with, whatever. It's just kind of like every step, they don't even actually kiss again. Like,
They don't.
I don't think
Not
so.
even when she was like, "Let's do it right now," when she was like all
I
emotional with
maybe she did, but he kinda, like, maybe pushed. I don't know if
yeah,
she actually planted one on her, but she said, "No kissing because that's intimate. It's too intimate." So, like, she was just trying
mhm,
to take his clothes off. And,
right.
so it's just funny that, like, they're trying so hard to do this specific activity, and it's just
Yep.
well,
So Gail is living in the guest room at the Leary house while she looks for an apartment, and I'm like, "Why does she have to live in the apartment? Didn't the dad have his own place?
yeah.
Like, did he get rid of
She's
that?"
well, she was gone for a minute. Like, she wasn't,
Yeah.
she's been
So she's baking pies because everybody's going over to Jen's house for Thanksgiving. Um, Andy and Jack were invited, but their dad's gonna be home, so they're gonna spend it with him. So Pacey's gonna stop by because he didn't want to come if Andy was gonna be there because he thought it might be awkward and weird.
get it.
This is all like dialogue that's happening while he's grocery shopping with Jen.
Yeah, it makes sense.
um, they keep trying to plan sex, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's hot. Let's plan when we're actually gonna do it.
That's what I'm saying, like, they talked about it too much.
It's like not sexy anymore,
They over discussed the logistics.
right? So when Jen gets home, Grams is trying to tell her something, and she's like, I know. She's like, I'll clean the room. She's like, I'll hang everybody's jackets in my bedroom. She's like, I'll even say a prayer for your prayer group. And she's like, Grim's like, obviously. She's like, but that's not what I need to talk to you about.
I love how I love that they're level, you know what I mean? Like, they get each other. They're in a good flow. I love that they're in a good flow. Yeah. Year of Jen.
So they're having this conversation as Jen's going up the stairs, and she goes into her bedroom, and her mother is standing in her bedroom because that was once her mother's room.
Right.
Um, I liked Jen and Graham's relationship in this episode
Mhm.
because it was almost like Graham's is like, yeah, I know my daughter is a pain, but like I got you if you need me.
Yeah,
And I think I've mentioned this before. Their relationship reminds me a lot of me and my grandmother's relationship.
that's awesome.
Um, without going into too much detail, similar um tension with my own mother.
Yeah, I get that.
Me and the grandmother kind of bond over that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like, the Graham was so supportive in this episode. Like, she gave Jen room, which didn't happen in episodes prior with Graham. Graham kind of bulldozed over Jen's concerns, needs, questions, feelings, all of it. Just bulldoze right over it. And I love seeing Graham being more of a definitely a supportive role in her life, trying to give her space to figure out what she like, whatever that meant. That talking to her, not talking to her, but she should participate kind of thing. Like don't let her scare you away, but don't also feel like you need to do one thing or the other.
Right.
And that was nice.
Um, Dawson is shocked that Jen's mom is there, and he knows a little secret
Yeah.
that
He knows a little tea.
so he approaches her outside on the dock when she's standing by herself, and he's like, you can tell me if I'm overstepping. He's like, but there was this woman that came to town looking for her mother. She had just recently found out she was adopted. And she's like, I'm sorry, like, what does this have to do with me? And he's like, well, she had a picture of you.
Well, actually, I think you're her mother. I love the audacity, Dawson. Dawson has all of the audacity for everyone. Would you feel okay going up to your friend's mother with that type of information? Would you do it?
No,
No, exactly. The answer is like a hard no. A heavily hard no.
I think I would have told Jen though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I might have too. I might have probably felt way more comfortable going to my friend with that information
Hmm.
and say like, "So, do with this what you want. Balls in your court. Just wanted to let you know this bitch might be your sister."
Right.
And then walk away.
Like this is information that I received, and I'm just
Yeah,
relaying it to you since it
yeah,
has nothing to do with you.
yeah. And
So
then if you wanna confront your mother about it, totally fine. Not, also your decision. Not to go to the mother again, an adult who is also a 16-year-old going to an adult and basically like saying like, so I learned it's like when Joey went to Gail and said, "Get your house in order, girl. Like,
yeah.
get it together, okay? Like, I know what you're doing. Stop doing it." And it's kind of like, who are you, child? You're a child. Like,
um, I don't know if it's because I'm like on the whole Joshua Jackson love train because he's so relevant in society these days. But like I thought he was cute, like riding a bicycle because we never see him ride a
Joshua Jackson is the cutest
bike.
now. It's because he's still so young. He has all that, like you're saying, like that baby fat. Still, he's still got those chubby cheeks.
Yeah.
But also the way I felt like he was a little too insightful, I think a little bit in this episode.
Okay.
A little bit in future scenes, he's just kind of a little too Dawson-y in a way. Like I always felt like I kind of miss his spunk a little bit more, like just a little bit more sass. I could use a little bit more sass.
So Jack and Andy end up showing up because their father is stuck in Chicago.
Mm,
And Jack is a little bitter about that. He's like, any other father would try everything in their power to get here. And Andy's like, stop, he did. I'm sure he did everything. But then Pacey shows up on his bike and it's awkward.
awkward.
They play nice and he asks Andy how she's doing. And Andy's like, don't do that. She's like, boys always do that. They like break up with you and then they want to know how you're doing because they feel weird and I'm just like, okay.
Well, it's like, what else do you say? "Oh, yeah, we broke up. You wanna talk about that some more?" Like, what else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to ask them how they are and how about them Phillies, you know what I mean? Or the weather's been crazy.
I mean, they're all in the same friend group. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be awkward for a while, but, like, can you just, like, chill and try and be friends for the sake
like
of the group?
like, if the overture is made to not make it awkward, the least you can do is, like, pretend for the sake of the group.
Right.
Like, that's kinda what good friends do, like, they kinda swallow what's going
Also,
on.
it's Thanksgiving, so just don't make it
Yeah,
awkward for, like, the grown-ups also.
right. To me, it's like, if it's that hard, absolutely that hard, you take yourself out of the situation. That's
How
kind of the thing, you know?
how did you feel about Andy asking Joey if Pacey ever talks about her? And Joey was like, "Honestly, no."
Well, the way Joey kinda saved it, and I think is true,
Is that
yeah,
he
that he
keeps
keeps
her
it to
close to
himself.
his heart so he
Yeah.
doesn't open
Well,
up about
that
that?
well, his deepest feelings about things,
Right,
like his, deepest feelings about her or important things, he's not
right.
airing out to everyone all the time. He keeps it to himself. And I think that's pretty true. That's pretty true of most men. They don't really like walking around and with their hearts on their sleeves most of the time.
Mhm.
Um, but and I think Andy kind of understood, but to be honest, it's very typical of Andy. She doesn't seem to have changed too much. And I think what she needs to kind of do is
She's kinda stuck in, like, her grief for the relationship.
that and like how it's truly affecting her. Like if you ever notice in a lot of the arguments with her and Pacey, especially when they broke up, she was very hyper focused about how she was feeling versus like what Pacey could be going through. And Pacey was the one that was hurt. She stepped out of the relationship on him, not
Right.
the other way around, you know? And everything that happened afterward was a direct reflection of that event. So, I think it's unfair the way she's, like, so self-centered about it. I
When
think she
Jack
still is.
when Jack and Pacey were, like, setting the table outside, they were having a conversation, he's like, "I know I'm probably supposed to hate you because you hurt my sister," and Pacey was like, "She hurt me first." He's like, "Yeah, but then you hurt her." I'm like, "No, no,
Mhm.
no,
No,
she hurt him," and
literally
he
1
reacted to
day. He
that.
didn't even let, like, a full 24 hours go by after the, like, recon the reunification for, like, a moment.
Mhm.
That didn't even that like, to me, it was, like, the next day, he was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like
I
you
was like,
anymore."
"No, don't you make him feel guilty about this."
Absolutely not. Like, I'm team Pacey on this, like, especially the way Andy handled the situation and what she behaved like subsequently afterwards. I think it was really wrong, and again, very self-centered, like, it's about her pain, her pain, and what she's been through. Has nothing to do with how Pacey feels about it or what he's going through, which is really awful for someone who's cheated to be like.
Yeah. So, Jen tries to talk to her mom. She's trying to play nice, and her mom tries to give her a pearl necklace, and this is bringing up feelings about why Jen was sent there.
Trigger
And she's
sensitive.
just like, no, she's like, I don't really have a place to wear these. And she's like, maybe in New York, there would have been events and stuff for me to wear these. And she's like, but here, no. And she's like insisting that Jen take them. And she's like, you're the one that always told me that pearls lose their luster if you don't wear them.
Mhm.
So that's the first little like
Big.
tension dig moment. So she runs downstairs and she's kind of like shaken by that. Because the bottom line is she wants to know, why did you send me away?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you caught me sleeping with somebody in your bed, but is that the reason?
Right.
Like
And again, it's the unconditional love of a parent that she's looking for.
Right.
Looking for her mom to want to put her above all things because that is the expectation as of a mother, right?
Yeah.
Well, kind of like how Graham is. How Graham will put aside even like some of the most fun her previously held fundamental beliefs in order to support Jen. So
So, not to sound unfeeling, but Joey plays the dead mom card.
she does, and I thought that was kind of messed up. I'm glad you brought that up because I did not agree with her doing that because I think it's super unfair. I'm also a huge proponent of like you can find your family. That blood is not the end all be all. You are not without family just because you are not biologically related to them. Like it's there are families who treat each other like utter garbage and that blood means absolutely nothing. Like my dad was also very much like you do things for family, and we have some pretty notoriously not good family members. And I'm like, there's nothing on this planet that's going to make me do anything for those people. Like because they treat other people like crap, they treat their own bodies like crap. That doesn't mean that I have to do it just because we share a gene or two. Like I can't.
Oh yeah, definitely in my mid-30s, I came to the revelation that I'm okay with, the whole concept. If somebody shows you who they really are, believe them.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you're showing me who you are and that's not the type of energy or person I want to be around, I'm not going to be around it. I don't care if you're blood related.
Yeah, exactly. So
So yeah, samesies.
doing that, I was so mad because I was like, "You, Joey, I understand why you're saying it because you miss your mom. Your relationship with your mom is not what
Different.
Jen has with her mom. You have no idea what her mom has done to her. What you're asking her to do could quite literally walk her into an abusive situation. You don't know that. Like you don't. So putting a guilt trip on her, making it seem like her mom's gonna die in the next 2 hours, and this is like her last chance to talk to her ever again, was real messed up. Like I thought it was like, Joey, just shut. I know what you're
It
saying.
it was like, say whatever you wanna say to her and, like, give her a chance
Yeah, give her
because
a chance.
she may not always be around for you to have that, and then you'll regret it if you don't say what you wanna say now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Mm-mm.
"Okay, I get what you're doing there, but stop."
Like she's coming at it again. It's like a very selfish thing to say. Like like it's kind of presented like some. It's like saying like I'm sorry for your loss. It's like you have nothing to do with this. Like stop inserting yourself into other people's grief in situations where you have nothing about. I learned that lesson a lot of times because you always like as a people pleaser, sometimes you just want to like be there to help. And in reality, like you when you have no real reference for how they're feeling or thinking, what are you gonna
But the one thing I did like about this is when Jen caught where Joey was going with this, and she was just like, "Oh god, Joey, I'm sorry," and she, looked at her like, "It was sorry, like, bringing up feelings about your mom."
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, my girls." I was like, "I love
I
when they don't
know
have Dawson." I
they're
love when they don't have Dawson coming between them and they can actually be nice to each other.
best
That's what
friends. Yes, I believe me, like, the way it was all played is exactly the type of like, scene that you would see that would reinforce, like, that kind of interaction because, again, this is, like, reinforcing the idea that, like, your family is your family, you should always give them another chance, you should always be ready to reconcile because she's your mom, like, it's kind of like and now I'm screaming at the screen like, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She birthed you. Who cares?" Like it does. She if she treats you like garbage, that is not a carte blanche to continue to treat you like garbage just because she gave birth to you. And so, but I feel like Jen was doing the right thing by like understanding that Joey could probably not hear the things she's saying about her mom because it's like triggering.
Right.
But Joey did not really reciprocate in that situation. Like she should have said, like, I understand what's going on with your mom. You should do the bet whatever you think is right for you right now. And if that changes later on, then you have her number kind of thing.
So, everybody gathers around the table for dinner. Grams wants them to all, like, give thanks and say what they're thankful for and everything.
Yeah.
Um, Jen actually manages to say something very nice that Grams approves of, and it kind of triggers the mom to run off, so Jen runs after her,
Mhm.
and they really just get into it. Jen's like, "Why'd you give me away? Like, what was so disgusting about me that you just couldn't have me around? Like, that you couldn't love me enough? Or, like, what was wrong with me that you sent me away?"
Right.
Um, And we basically get down to the fact that the mom is in an unhappy marriage and it's all that she has. And without this marriage, she will have any place in society and she's just doesn't have anything that's her. Her whole persona is society and this marriage.
And having a kid out of wedlock and given up for adoption is not a part of that vibe.
Right. So she tells Jen, I guess, about Eve.
Mhm.
And Jen is basically like, you sent me away and condemned me for something that you also did, and you had a child.
Worse, worse.
Yeah.
Like, think about it worse. Just because Jen was caught having sex, she didn't get a teen pregnancy. She
Yeah,
didn't
and also Jen was like
have
12,
Yeah,
and she was drunk and high and probably being taken advantage of by
right.
adult
She should
men.
have been protected,
Yeah,
not ostracized.
right.
It's just like that again, that whole like conversation just like reinforces that. It's just like not every blood, like not even your closest blood relatives, your mother, your father, and all that, brother, sister, all that, like are not allowed to treat you like that, not make you feel like that. And also what Pacey said to her later on, like really resonated too. Like when you realize that your parents are not superheroes, like you realize they're human who have problems and deal with the problems the best way they can because they're humans. It really kind of it's a little freeing because you're thinking that like like crazy being like in Jen's scenario just stopped loving you and hates your guts, that it was all you. And in reality, it has nothing to do with her. She just triggered her mom so bad that she had to get her out of her face. Like, it's kind of what happened. And that's so messed up.
So then Jen grabs Pacey, pulls him into the shed, barn, whatever, and tries to initiate sex. And he's like, you're upset. She's like, I'm not upset. She's like, we said no emotions. And he's like, well, anger is an emotion. He's like, we're
Yes!
gonna have like angry sex right now.
That is an amazing point. He is a bit ahead of his time. I love an emotionally intelligent king. Anger. Can you say it for the people in the back? Anger is an emotion. Oh man, that is he again, team Pacey all day. He is spitting straight facts. And I love how he quite literally just like stopped her and is just like, I like also I was getting concerned because like if she's like coming at him like that, again, like men can be sexually assaulted too. Like if he doesn't want to do this, he should not have to do this, regardless of what she's doing and what the dynamic or what society believes the dynamic to be. So for him to like literally grab her hands and like stop her from what he's doing and be like, no, this is can't happen because of A, B, C, and D.
Right.
Like
Jen was so emotionally charged. Like she even said to her mom, like she's so stone cold. She's like she can't even cry.
exactly. And she poured out her heart and soul and like also found out something that made her mom be a huge hypocrite. Like just kind of took everything that she formerly believed and put it right on its head. And that moment is very hard. Like, and
Hmm.
also when Pacey mentions like that he's been through this, I don't think he was referencing like the breakup rate. I think he was referencing like probably when his dad probably beat on him for the first time and like
Hmm.
kind of put it together and also witnessing his alcoholism that like he may not ever get better, right? And he may continue to always do this, and that in reality he's more messed up. That makes him more messed up than me. So it's like you almost feel pity in a sense from
Right.
like a human to human scenario. And I just kind of like, oh god, that's why makes Pacey such a good character. And like they're such good characters. That's what I mean. Like these two specifically, like they're the ones that been through the most, I think, out
Hmm.
of all of them. Like
Right.
again, Dawson doesn't understand pain. He
Right.
knows some emotional pain, but
So
not
let's talk about Dawson's melodrama.
segue.
So he, because he needs to be dramatic, is
Yes.
mad at his parents because they're acting strange because their divorce is final. Like, shut up. Like, they've been separated. This is where it was headed, and you're mad at
Yeah,
them because they were trying to just like have a nice normal holiday with you.
yep,
Like you are so spoiled.
yeah, agreed, that's why I'm saying, like, he doesn't really like, when his friends are going through what they're going through, like, Jen is going through some realness, like,
Yeah, and
right
then he tries
here.
to wax poetic at the end, like the whole like it's freeing when you realize that your parents are more messed up than you. Shut up! You have no problems. Shut up.
Seriously, he's the most privileged. He has all of the privilege. It's insane. That's probably what my biggest beef with him in the beginning. It's like this white bread doesn't have nothing going on in his life. Nothing. He don't know anything. He don't know pain. Trying to
So
tell everybody what's up.
Jen's Jen and her mom make up to the best extent that they can.
Yeah.
She's gonna stay in Cape Side.
Mhm.
Um, Grams has got her back, holding her.
Mhm.
Um, the mom leaves, and Jen's just kind of like, call me sometime.
Yeah.
And
It's that radical
I
acceptance.
love that Grams, after like the mom drove off, was like, "Are you okay?" And she's just like, "Yeah." And she's like, "All right, we're good." Like
Yeah.
she checked in with her, like, "Are you sure you're okay?"
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like Graham was like the support system for Jen in this whole episode. And I
Mhm.
hope she found some closure because like I think that's kind of what this is. It's like Jen's realization. Like I think she said it too. She's like, I wish I knew all this earlier in the year, but this year wouldn't have been so bad. And it's like, yeah, because
Well, there is a flip side of this. We do still have to meet her father, and that will happen in season 4.
oh, he sounds like a horrible
He
person.
is awful.
Right. I love
So
that.
stay tuned.
Well, this is the season of Jen. Only good things are happening to Jen in this
Yes.
season. That's it. The Jen.
Um, so then, Pacey had left to go to his family's for Thanksgiving, and he
Mhm.
was just like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this." So he came back on his little bicycle,
So
and him and Jen are like walking back to the group. I think they have like a bonfire going, right?
mhm, yeah.
And she's kind of thanking him for like pushing her off when she was trying to, have angry sex.
Mhm.
um, I feel like they said something that I was like, "Oh, this is cute." But I don't know. He like put his arm around her as they like walked by, and I was just like, they do have chemistry though.
They have crazy so they have crazy sexual chemistry. I just don't know if it's romantic or if it's just very good friends. Like, it's
Yeah,
hard to tell because PC is doing again, PC's perfect. And he needs, like he's just, like, has the right things to say, like, to comfort people. Like, he
but
could be
maybe it could be like a situation where it's like, I'm cool. You're cool. Like, you want to just do this thing, no strings attached. But then, like, the more you hang out with the person, you find
yeah,
things are starting to get attached, and then
possibly.
you're like, all of a sudden, you're like, I think I like you. What?
Well, that's what I'm saying, like, I don't know. I mean, like, a part of me think can see it happening. It's really, like, up in the air, but at the same time, when they came back, he plopped his ass right next to Andy and kinda just, like, was chit-chatting with her, like, they split off. It's not like so, I don't know. That's the thing. It gave me, like, really good friend vibes, like, we tried to do this casual thing, and we thought we could, but
And Dawson makes this grand speech about like choosing your family, and like they've had ups and downs, but they can lean on each other. And I'm just like, you have no problem. Shut up.
I literally thought the same thing, just kind of like, what
And
is
Joey's just like, oh, I can't wait for his Oscar speech.
I love that.
And then I looked at the group because they were like panning away from the group, and I was like, Michelle Williams is actually an Oscar winner, like out
Yeah,
of all of them.
literally, the only one, the only one. Yeah, it's honestly yeah, it was a good I thought it was a pretty great episode. I thought both of these were pretty great episodes. They were
Yeah.
pretty light, but still dealt with some of the stuff that has been lingering amongst everyone, like Joey and Dawson figured out some of their mess. I think, Pacey and Andy came to some level of an understanding to be in public with each other, and Jen has found some closure with her family, at least one part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give her at least some peace.
Yeah, season of Jen. This is Jen's episode. If you notice, it's all focused on Jen. Most of the scenes are all Jen. They barely sneaked in that Dawson scene, and it was kind of like, why? Oh, it's because it's called Dawson's Creek. Oh, I guess we should probably have Dawson at least once.
Give him a problem. Oh, he's
Gotta
mad.
give him something.
His parents are getting divorced. He's so sad.
His
Okay.
parents are so amicably divorcing. What's so bad for him? Like,
Right.
like Gail and Mitch are just sitting there enjoying their company, just
Yeah. And
chilling.
their pie.
Yeah, and Dawson just comes in and he's just like, "Yo, what are you guys doing?" Like, if
And then the way he describes it to his friends, he's like, I looked them in the eye and then I told them. And I'm like, shut up.
"Who'd you tell him?" Oh, man. Well, I think maybe like the point he might have been trying to make was like, if you're gonna like, please don't play with my emotions. Like, if you guys are gonna get back together, please tell me you're getting back together. If you're done, be done, so I can move on with my life. And that's kind of what I was getting as a vibe. But of course, he did not articulate any of that. It's just kind of my assumption into it. But
No, I get it. It's like if you guys are getting divorced, why are we acting like a family unit? But like
but
because at the end of the day, you are, no matter what, a family
yeah,
unit. Like
that's
they're your parents.
yeah, that's the thing he doesn't understand. And, like, I guess he also didn't really fully appreciate, like, how Jen and Pacey ultimately appreciated about their parents as humans, that,
Mhm.
like, things are messy. And even Mitch says that. He's like, "It's not that cut and dry." You know it's not that cut and dry. Like, when you spend decades of your life with someone, even if it's toxic, it's an incredibly emotional experience to break away. And you don't always break away cleanly. And because Dawson doesn't have any problems in his life and never actually has, but even though he still kind of is dealing with it with Joey, that relationship is a will they, won't they forever and ever and ever and always.
Right.
It's kind of messy. If you think about it, that's kind of toxic. So
Uh-huh.
he's
I mean, Joey even said that to Andy when they were having their private conversations. She was just like, as someone who's experienced with making up and breaking up with the same guy multiple times.
literally,
I was
literally.
like, don't you hear what you're saying? Maybe break the cycle.
Yeah, you want them to because it's like you need to experience something different. Like, you have to know there's different out there, and
Right.
that's kind of what breaks the spell, and that's why some people who are incredibly abusive try to lock people down. They shrink their world, keep them isolated as much as possible, because the minute you get the crack in the door, it's over.
Were you missing Henry in these episodes?
Oh, he's such a cutie patootie. Um, Not really, because Pacey and Jen are hot together. They are young people. Kiss good.
um, we did see Bessie and the baby. No
Mhm.
Bodhi.
No, that man has gone.
But he reappears and there's no explanation of where he was.
Yeah, like, how are you not with your family on Thanksgiving?
Right.
Thanksgiving. Ugh.
Like, I feel like we see him again in either season 4 or 5, and I'm just like, okay, but like, where were you?
So he's gone literally like 4 seasons. Like, we also barely saw him in
You
season
know
1.
what? He may even be in this season. I feel like he cooks at the end. Maybe
Okay.
we see him at the end, but he wasn't in season 2. He was in season 1, not in season 2.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him yet this season.
No.
So where is he?
Seriously, but they also don't even talk about it. It's not like she even brings him up. Like, there's never like a little side mention of him being at a restaurant or uh, gone or something like that for an extended period of time. Like, don't do any of those things. They just kind of like, oh yeah, remember Bessie and her kid?
And that always bugged me, which is why I'm paying hyper attention to see if there
Yeah,
is a line dropped that I just missed over the
yeah.
years. But so far, nothing.
Here.
Side note, I get a lot of Dawson's Creek stuff in my Instagram stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I don't know how old it is or if it's current, but Katie Holmes was doing some kind of play. I don't know if it was Broadway, off Broadway, somewhere. But the actress that plays her sister came to see her and they like hung out afterwards. So I thought that was cool. Yeah.
That's nice.
So I love when they have little mini reunions.
There was some pictures you showed me of Katie Holmes, like that one Instagram slide, and
Uh-huh.
I was looking, and she I don't know what it is about a bang, changed her whole entire face. Didn't even look anything like
Did
her.
she have short hair?
No, it was
It was
long.
long?
She had like a long, long bang, like a not a curtain bang, and I was like, "That's Katie Holmes." Say what? And I was like, "It's crazy what a pair of bangs can do." You know what I
Right.
mean? Cover that forehead. Never see it again.
Do you have anything else to add on these episodes?
They're toying with my emotions with my Andy and Pacey. They still try to keep dredging that ship.
Like,
Don't
let's just throw in a scene with them together for Dana. Let's just
uh-huh. Well, they
make
keep
them fight and then make them make up.
toying with me, and the longer this happens, like I'm just gonna become more crazy. And they keep pairing up my boy Pacey with all the other ladies.
All the other ladies.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I feel like maybe this could be past that lead back to Andy, but as of right now, I don't want them to get back together.
Well,
I
on a daytime soap opera, we call this chem testing
uh,
to see where it sticks.
yeah. Well, I bet you everyone was like Jen and Pacey. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, whenever two people who never share scenes together are all of a sudden sharing scenes together, we're like, they're chem testing to see if this works.
They're checking if the audience will accept this ship, and then
Yeah.
we will slip through. But uh, but like I said, I don't want Andy and Pacey back together now because I don't like the way Andy is playing this situation. She's not learning. She's not.
So for them to hypothetically get back together,
uh,
Andy would have to work on herself and fix a few things before.
She would have to. She acknowledged what she did, but she did not acknowledge the pain that she is causing Pacey.
Right.
She has to acknowledge that Pacey's trust was irreparably broken, like in her and in their relationship,
Right.
and that it was her fault. And whatever that means in some way, if it's giving him space and time and her just being a better person, that's another thing too. It's like going against her base urges to impulsively control everything about everything. Like it's never halfway. It's all like 100, like you're saying, she does something, it's 110% in, fully literally. Like, and if there's that is a fundamental aspect of her life, she's not meant to be with Pacey. Pacey would not be able to keep up. And
Right.
also, again, it's a selfish lifestyle. It's like me, me, me. What do you bring me? What do you? What do I? What? Not what I can do for you. And he needs someone who can do for him.
Right.
He deserves it.
All right. Well, stay tuned, I guess.
Just like when I said Dawson needed to suffer before he could be with Joey, and I don't think he suffered. And then
No. Him being sad about his parents' divorce is not suffering.
Welcome to the late 90s. They all divorced.
All the marriages ended.
They all ended simultaneously at the same time. I think my parents were also divorcing at this exact. It's like 1999. All of the parents
Nobody wanted to start the new millennium together.
were done. It's the millennium, baby. A whole new century. That means it's
New century, new me.
Yeah, literally. So it's kind of like we all been through it, brother. Like, grow up.
They keep saying we're gonna die at midnight and Y2K. Like,
Right, computers can't take in a 4-digit year anymore, so that means it's all broken.
yeah.
Oh,
On that note, thank you for joining us for another edition of Dawson's Creek. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night.
yeah.
Bye.